No matter how big your cake is, you need a cherry. Otherwise, it's not cake with a cherry on it. When you are on campus, what you need is different. The kind of money that you need and the kind of assurance that you need that this campus you will not die, that this 4 years you will do it. Our understanding of God and understanding of God's love makes it very difficult for us to actually embrace His love and actually be satisfied by the love. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason why so few engage in it. This is Henry Ford. You see the name? Tell you that he's a rich man, Henry Ford. For you know, he's the owner of Ford. I think so. You see, I said it, Henry Ford. They say deep things like this, Henry Ford. He produced the Ford. Yeah. Henry Ford. Okay, thinking is the hardest work. And that is why they pay CEOs more than they pay you. Like, you may be annoyed they're not doing anything. Every day they're signing papers. Their work is hard. The same way you are tired, you cannot even decide what to eat. And you're frustrated because somebody's asking you a simple question. Ubedi ding. You're annoyed. Thinking is hard work. Hard work is tedious. And it's even a lot to even concentrate, to even keep your mind that I want to think about this. So you're bringing your mind. You see now you're thinking about yogurt. You're thinking about, I have to call AJ. No, I have to think. Sarah said she sent her this. I have to think. It's hard. Thinking is hard. It's difficult. A lot of us don't think. And I even go to, a lot of us don't think. We only rearrange. I think Cindy Trim has a quote like that. We only rearrange what we've heard. So this is what you've been told. Okay, and the reason why a lot of people, politics is very interesting because somebody can just say anything and everybody will be running after it. Nobody has time to really process it or think about it. So this thing, can it even be true that this and this and this happens or has happened or can even happen? Nobody is thinking about it. We're just rearranging. Okay, you move here, you move here. Okay, yeah, that's fine, fits. Let's go. Nobody's really thinking. It's hard. Okay, a great many people think they are thinking when they are merely rearranging their prejudices. Okay. So it's actually here. You're not thinking, you're just rearranging. Move here. You shift. Thinking, move to what thinking actually is. It's hard work. When you see anybody who has produced something, just, God bless you. Appreciate them. It's a lot. If you've ever tried to do something on your own, it's not a joking still. Okay, a great many. And a lot of us fall into it. A lot of us are culprits. Okay, and we'll go into why such things happen. Thinking is hard work, but you can do it. I don't want you to feel like it's hard work, I can't do it. No, you can't do it. Your mind was made to think. But it is having difficulty thinking. And we'll go into that in a bit, okay? So now I want to speak about a few things that disturb your ability to really think. Okay, now growing up, your mother is not now coming to give you the space to now think of whether you should lay your bed or whether you should pick that toy that you've left in the hall. Nobody has the time for you. So they'll tell you to pick it. And it's from a good place of being trained. Okay, but what happens is, and I think even I've seen myself do it with younger people, mostly maybe children. Okay, if you've ever had any child around you, your first thing is to tell them what to do. Because you don't believe that they can think. And at some point, they actually cannot really think for themselves. So you have to assist them. But what happens is, if you continue doing it, it becomes convenient for you because the work gets done. Okay? So, if so far it's convenient, the work is done, that's it. But what you're doing is you are stealing their ability to think without knowing. So that they don't know, unless you tell them sleep, they don't know that they will sleep. Unless you put maybe a structure, they don't know that the time. And even that, it will affect them. So from the house, now you go to school, there's school, every time, maybe for 1 hour, from 8 to 9, we have social studies. From 9 to 10, we have English. From 10, so you're not thinking, are you thinking? You're only being subjected to the system, and you're passing through. And that happens throughout school. Then you go to SHS, and there's a time that you wake up. There's a time you're supposed to have left the house. There's a time that you're supposed to eat. There's a time you're supposed to get to class. There's a time for what you're supposed to learn. When you come back, there's a time to sleep. You're supposed to sleep. And if you're not sleeping, they'll punish you. You see? Then there's a time that you do housework. Then you go, you don't think. You're not thinking. The first place you may think, you may. And that one car, you may, is university. And that's why a lot of us are like, I was about to die. We shouldn't have been dying at that point. But it's because we haven't built that capacity to think. You cannot process things for yourself. And it's not anybody's fault. You need to build, and your capacity to think, it grows with time. It's with practice. Okay. Sometimes you have to really hit the wall for your head to reset. Sometimes you have to be allowed to go broke. And say, I've been very, very foolish with my money. Otherwise, you will never realize. Not like you're a bad person or you really just want to squander the other person's money. You've never been in a position where you actually have to think and see that, no, I'm wasting this money. Or I'm wasting my time. Have you ever had free days? I don't know how tech works. But if you've been illegal and you have free day, I feel like my free day, I will spend, and by the time you're realizing the day is over. What did I do? Wasted. I only had free days, I think level 100. And always Friday was my free day at one semester. And I always felt like, I'll be productive, I'll read my Bible. And the day will end and you did. That is what you didn't get up. You didn't bath because nobody's coming. Nobody visits me. I'm not in the room. I'm in my room. I'm lying down. I'm not even hungry. What will I eat? I'm not hungry. What is food? I just get maybe this is biscuits. I have tuna. And it's not like I'm watching a movie. I'm just there. You're just scrolling. Hey, this dress is nice. This lady, I really want to be like her when I go. When nothing. Your whole day is gone. Then in the evening, that's when you're like, oh yeah, I can do this. That's when people feel like they are good at night. You're not good. You're not a night person. I think I'm a night person, honestly. I think I'm a night person. But I think I also really waste my day. And I really used to see it during exam period. Because most of the time, let's say from level 200, every weekday evening, I had a meeting. I think, Sarah does the same. Age used to do the same. If you were in CVC and an executive, Gigi, same. Era, you have a meeting every day. Mondays, executive meeting. Tuesdays, UCF executive. Wednesdays, rehearsal. Thursdays, prayer meeting. Fridays, service. Saturday, go off campus. Sunday, go off campus. So I wasn't in all these noobs. No. I have enough. I have enough of CVC. Do you get it? So my time was very occupied. What am I doing? Free time. I'm not in the room there. Are coming to visit me? I'm not there. My friends will always call me, Casey, you're never in your room. I'm like, yes, I'm never there. And then my meetings, it's not like we are closing at 8. The meeting starts at 8. And we close at 12, 1. Then we're working, You have a 7:30 the next day. What can you do? At 7, the Lord. Due diligence. And you will do it well. So you don't really think. You're not thinking. What is there is there. You fall into it and you do it. Okay? And there's some people, their very first major decision they are making is who to marry. And even that, this person knows your mother, knows your father, we gel, that's it, so we've married. What can come? We are Christians, we both love God, very understanding, we make good money. We can marry, oh? It's only when something really hard comes, God, this is how my life is going to be. And there's so much fear around marriage because there's so many bad marriages and the good marriages are not being projected. So everybody's afraid of, hey. So that's the only time you really think. And now you won't think, you go to God. God, is he the one? Yes or no? Say it. You don't want to think, You can see everything in front of you, but you don't, no. I don't know the future. You're the only one who knows the future. God, is he the one? God is like, my dear, think. Think about the things I've showed you. It's like, no. Is he the one? But I like them. They are good for me. Are they? God will ask you one a day, some evening. And you'll be like, it was my mind. It was my mind. I'm lying. I refuse to think. So that's why I don't make... Angie mentioned it. If you ask me why I did biochemistry, because the name was nice, nobody should laugh. It's because the name was nice. I wanted to do... I think I've mentioned it before. I didn't know what I wanted to do. At a point, I wanted to do heart surgery, but I can't go to medical school. No, to me, yes, I do. Muntum. Muntum. And I didn't want to go to medical school. I later realized it, I think when I was done with school, because my school father, who was brilliant. I mean, everybody in the school is like, wow, this guy is good. He can take all the awards except social studies and English. But maths, physics, science, everything, he would take all the awards. And he went to medical, so he was in medical school because he's a year ahead of me. And he was struggling. It's me. I don't like that. I don't like some things. Who am I? Mere mortal. But this person, and he was my table head at a point. And I just admired this guy. Physics that you are not seeing top. This guy would just, and he's a good teacher. He would teach you and you would understand it. And this person has gone to medical school. So, then me. And me. It's not like I'm bad, but I'm okay. I respect myself. No, I cannot do that. Then I'll just go and meet. I'm going to do medicine. It's a joke. So I said, that medicine. People say you really look nice to doctor. And I say, it's the white coat. That'll be nice. I will sew some away. I will not die. That medicine. So I didn't know what I wanted to do, because if you don't do medicine and science, what will you do? And they'll be finding other courses for you that you don't know. They'll mention the course name, but you don't know what is inside. You don't know what they do. And have you ever been there? They said that maybe, I don't know, you don't know what is really in the course. It's okay. Then I think food science didn't sound nice. Food science. I'm going to do nutrition. Yeah, you like food. No. Which food do I? No. Food science. Biochemistry. My aunt came back one day. She said, oh, she printed some things about biochemistry. I said, hey, let me go in. I didn't even know what they were just saying. DNA. I said, there's not anything I can do. The name biochemistry. Like if somebody asks me what course am I doing, I'm doing biochemistry. You just respect me. You don't know what it's about. Am I lying? You just respect. Oh, you're biochem. And when we went to school, that's why I said biochem. Everybody's like, hey, what course do you? So when I come back and I'm like, hey, what course do you? It's a biochemistry. You do bio. Maybe I work with my friends. Hey, what being on them? We say, you don't know what's happening in the course. And then I reached out to another school father of mine. He was like the school prefect when I was in Form 1. And he's like, oh, he knows Blay. And Blay, so that's how I actually got to know. He knows somebody who did biochem. She said to me, I think that day Blay was traveling. And I've now started giving him questions. Please, what's it about? And he said, oh, you will do some DNA. You will do this. I'm like, I really didn't even like that in the SHSO. But I can try it. It's not bad. The name is, and when you go to Legon, tech is biochem and biotechnology. When you come to Legon, it's biochemistry, cell and molecular biology. If I tell you that that's the course I read, you respect me. Even if I didn't do well, you will not know. Do you see? So that's why I did the course. I didn't really have any, like Angie was saying, I don't really have any passion. It's not like I wanted to pursue. No, I don't have passion. I'm not passionate about anything. Yeah, I'm not passionate about passion. I'm passionate about anything. That medicine that I wanted to do. And if I wanted to be a heart surgeon, after the 7 years, I have to go and specialize. I'll not do it. I cannot do. Okay, so there's very little thinking. Very little. Very little. And it's not anybody's fault. Now that you know you're an adult, so now you are your own responsibility to make sure that you think. Okay? So as I said, your part of your process, it goes with time, it goes with practice. You have to put yourself in positions where you are thinking. And please, make sure that it's not a life and death situation. That you now come to test your pulse. I can think. You will die. Make sure that you are practicing on small things. Small but important. Okay, and we will speak a little bit about it. So this part of the juice. So the first part is you've put the fruits in the juicer. That's the entry point. So what fruits? You already put pineapple, or you put apple, or you put mango. You've cut mangoes. Those of you who don't like mangoes, sorry. You put banana. You see? You've put it there. Whatever it is, you've put it in the juicer. Now, it is at the point where it's going to crush it. Now imagine that you've put juice in the juicer and it cannot crush. That's what it is when you cannot think. You cannot think through because nobody is telling you what to do. So now why you're frustrated? Man, you're very frustrated. Because when you go to campus, you will go to class because your parents taught you well. And you've never really been a bad child. So you don't have reason not to go to class because your roommates are even annoying. So you even want to be out of the room. So class no back up. But will you even pay attention? It's a word. Will you even pay attention? Because you'll be pressing your phone because you just needed to be out. You just needed to be class to sign the attendance and to see that you're there. You page out any kakan, be hunia teacher neka. You hear some 1, 2. I never really used to pay attention in class. And if I do pay attention, I don't need to learn it again. But it was difficult to concentrate and pay attention. You're talking about the cell, and before you know it, before you know, the teacher has changed slides. Where were you? You were not even pressing your phone, but you're not present. Okay, so intentionally expose yourself to mentally tasking things. Okay, think about, and sometimes it may look like something that's not important, but think about why you behave a certain way you do, and don't just think about it. You can use the 5 whys. So maybe my sister told me once that I get very defensive when somebody is telling me something. They are just telling me something, no. Have you seen children, they are no face? No. Violence. The person, I'm like, no, this night, no. Nobody has attacked you. But you're so defensive. I had to sit with myself. Okay, and find out why. So you ask yourself 5 whys. Let's pick a question. A random question. Do you like your body? Everybody should think about it. Do you like your body? Answer it in your head. Okay? Why? If you said yes, why? If you said no, why? Think about it. If you said yes, why? And you see, some of you are just, the thought is in your head. You don't want to think about whether you really like your body because you don't want to feel like you are ungrateful to God. Think about it. Do you like your body? So the first answer, why? Why do you like your body, or why don't you like your body? Do you have that answer yet? You have that answer? Somebody will share. Somebody that wants to share, because I know our bodies are quite sensitive. Why? Now ask yourself why you gave that answer. Why that? Again, you're asking why. So maybe you said, yes, I like my body. Why? Because I think I'm beautiful. Why? Why do you think you're beautiful? Why? If you don't think you're beautiful, why? Why? And when you have that answer, ask why again. I think I'm beautiful because I have bottles. Oh, you don't think, I think I'm beautiful because I have bottles. Well, that's not the only reason. Yeah, you're well endowed. Why? Why do you think it's a standard for beauty? Why do you think having bottles means, why do you think it's related? You probably have forehead. Why? Do you see? Process it. It's hard. Some of you have given up. You're just looking because I'm not asking you. You're just looking at me. Like, you're not really thinking. It's hard. Think about it. Why do you like your body? Why do you think having this particular thing makes you beautiful or not? Probably because that is what the world says. That's what you know to mean. That's what beauty means to you. That's what beauty has been taught to be. Okay, and then you ask yourself why again. So you do that. That's one way to push yourself to think. And a lot of you have given up. I can see it on your face. You're not thinking about anything. But because I'm not asking, you're just there. Anybody wants to share? Anybody wants to share? You already want to share? Ajuaju wants to share? No. Anybody wants to share? Or we should move on. Or this is a ladies thing. When you talk about bodies, they say it's the guys, they've zoned out. They don't even want to think. You're not even going to think about whether I like your body, what are men's bodies for. Nothing. Anybody wants to share? So you want to share?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so do you like your body?
Very, very much.
Why? Why do you like your body? Why do you like your body?
Very soon I'll have 6 packs.
You like your body because very soon you will have 6 packs.
So there's somebody who wants to give
Okay. Do you like your body? Why do you like your body? What's there not to like? Why do you like your body?
I have found that once you accept that, or once you believe you're beautiful, people see you as beautiful. Because if you don't have that,
It's an energy.
It's not like confidence per se, but then I'm a nice girl.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm a nice girl.
Yeah. But should we do the why? Should we go through the 5 whys?
Why?
Yeah. Why do you like your body?
First, I didn't like it. Was it SHS? I didn't like my body because I didn't have the, like you said, the big ass,
Yeah, it's important in the hips.
the Coca-Cola shit.
Mm.
But growing up, I realized I'm different. Even when they said I look like my sister, but I'm different. People see me like, hey, you're like this, or you're like this. So I realized I have to love myself because I'm different. I'm not the same. Even if you're twins,
You're different. You're
we are
different.
all different. I come to feel I'm so different. So I love me because I'm
So I know it's somewhere in my head. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to accept that I have become somebody who is perpetually late to where I'm going. Mercy. Your strainer is like your subconscious. And subconscious is a whole different topic. I just want to hit on this and then we'll be out of here. Okay, your strainer is what is going to separate the juice from the junk. Now that you have broken everything down, you know that you like your body because you have a good figure. And you feel like you have a good figure because the world, that is, now you say, okay, there's junk. Because once the world changes its view, that's the end. Your body, you don't like it again. Wow. Because if you actually pay attention to history, but the woman's body was adored when she had folds. And now times have changed. And now it's the 8th figure. It will change again. If Jesus tarries. It will change again. And when we like big bodies, and will you eat yourself to death? Or you'll be drinking honey and banana and, let me not even go there. You'll be going to YouTube and be mixing, 2 bananas, yogurt, milk. Who has drank some before? Be honest. You wanted to gain weight. My sister and I. It's only us. God is watching all of you. God is watching all of you. So they wanted to, my phone to don't person. They be drinking all sort of. But woo. Okay? Because your strainer has learned this, your mind as your strainer has learned intelligence. Okay? It can close the pores or you can open it, depending on what you want. If you want a smoothie, it means that you want some parts of the fiber. Or if you want just the juice, it has to strain everything out. And if your strainer does not have learned intelligence, it's a problem. It's a very big problem. And your subconscious is responsible for opening and closing. Subconscious mind is your real mind. Like if you've been in a place where you couldn't breathe for a while and you've come to consciousness so you can breathe, you realize that it's actually not that easy to breathe. Or you're panting. So now your concentration is on your breathing. You realize you have to take in a certain amount of air before you'll be fine. Your breathing is actually hard, but your subconscious is responsible for that. So that you don't have to make all those decisions, otherwise you'll be frustrated. So that's what your subconscious is supposed to keep you alive. It's supposed to make sure that you're not frustrated. So everything that you keep doing consistently, it will automate it in your mind. That's why you don't remember how to brush your teeth. If they wake you up, go and brush your teeth. You know how to do it. You can teach somebody, you can even do a presentation how they brush their teeth. You can do it, it's not something that you have to think about, how you bath. Everybody baths differently. Some people start from their head, some people start from their leg. Some people start from their thigh when the water is cold. Do you see? So everybody baths. You don't start from your upper, no, you start from your leg up when the water is very cold. When you're SHS and you start, hey, you want to die? Do you see? So your subconscious is responsible for that. But what happens is it will extend it to every area. So if somebody hurt you, 1, 2, 3, and if you are going to live for 70 years, you should expect to be hurt so many times. Because it's human beings you are living with. And nobody is perfect. And everybody is trying. And some people are not even trying. But you have to live with them. Do you see? And you've been hurt only 3 times, but your mind will tell you that don't get close to anybody again. It's trying to save you. Because what it knows is you get close, you get hit, you leave. It takes you a long time to recover. So your mind, it has had enough. It has learned 3 times. 3rd fool, be fool. So you're not going to do it again. Do you see? So that's what your mind does to you. And it's not always accurate. It's supposed to keep you, it's supposed to help you, but it's not always accurate. And it can keep you in things. People are behaving, and maybe a 40-year-old is behaving in a certain way because of something his subconscious mind has done to him or has kept from him. Okay, sometimes you can have a very traumatic experience and you don't even remember the entire thing. You only remember the trauma, but you don't even remember how it happened. Maybe it's a car crash. You probably were the one driving, but you don't remember what really happened. You get it? Your mind is making sure that you don't die because that thing is scary, so it will block it. So you don't remember. But if you sit with a therapist, and it's not bad to go to therapy, but we probably can't afford it. So we have been using our friends for therapy. God will help all of us. God will help all of us. Okay? But if you sit with somebody, they can actually help you pull it out, and it's not juju. Okay? They can actually help you. It's in your mind. Your mind has just made sure you don't remember because it's a scary event. Okay? And there are good things. That's why some people know that they are beautiful. You cannot do, well, I'm beautiful. Because they've known it since they were children. And your subconscious mind is very imprintable when you're a child. So if you see a child that they don't really speak up, they don't really, and it will affect you. I can't go into you can have a whole session on your subconscious mind. It's extremely important. You need to know what you have put there. You need to know what happened, what is there as a result of what has happened to you. And you need to be able to work on it. Okay, some people are doing things just because that's how it's been done. They've never really thought about it. So your subconscious mind will try and automate your life so that you are okay, you're going steady, your life is continuing, you're moving on. So if you don't sit and rethink, what has my subconscious mind made the new default? And evaluate it and be sure that it is correct. And it will lead you to where you want to go. That's how you receive prophecies. You'll be the mother of many nations. You'll be the president's wife. In fact, some of the prophecies are sweet. After 10 years, you don't see anything. You're frustrated. It was a lying prophet. God lied. Nobody deceived you, my love. It's you. It's you. You and you alone. Okay? So your subconscious mind, we can't really break it down. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's extremely, extremely important. And it's responsible for your straining. If you are not able to strain, your thinking process is bogus. Because you have broken it down. What you want is juice, but you'll be getting smoothie. And it defeats the whole purpose of you thinking, and you probably shouldn't have thought. Because you are unable to strain. Something happened to you. Somebody did something to you. You cannot think about it and see that this person was in a bad time. It was a bad time for them. Or you're not necessarily making excuses, but you can process it that even me, I'm annoying sometimes. So this is something I should be able to let go. You will hold on to it for 20 years. You may not even know you're holding on to it. That's the scary part. You feel like, oh, because it's building. Person doesn't nothing, I feel like, no, this is a very terrible person, and God said we should not work with terrible people. God never even said that. Like, terrible. You cut it off. They'll be using scriptures. Bass bows. Everybody is getting some. Okay, it's extremely, extremely important. Okay, your past experiences, I've spoken about that. They are responsible for your straining ability. You need to be able to strain it. This information that I've received, this thing I have gone through, I cannot do all of it. Not all of it is needed. This is not everything I need to pick out of it. Okay? You need to be able to do that. Okay, and this thing I learned from a neurologist. So actually, the reason why maybe somebody who smokes stopped smoking for 20 years, when you expose them to the cigarette, their mind, and it was actually an experiment that they did. Okay, someone has stopped smoking for like 20 years. It's clean, it's not smoking. When he was exposed to cigarettes, not like he just saw it, or I think he was, I don't know how exactly he was exposed to it, but the part of his mind that shows excitement lit up. This is somebody that doesn't smoke and probably doesn't feel like he's excited by smoking anymore. But the part of his mind that shows excitement lit up. Do you see? So what happens is, if you consistently do something, your mind builds a neural path around it. Okay, we are going to science, and don't worry, science is life. Your dress is science. Amen. Amen. Okay. So what happens is your mind builds neural paths. Now, when you stop doing something, that is why it's difficult to stop a habit. Because that's what, once you input into the juicer, your mind has processed it. Your mind knows that this is what's supposed to be. It's like a computer. You put in a function. Once it's like an Excel sheet. You put in a function equal to sum. So whatever you put in, it will sum it up for you. And that is how your subconscious works. So that you don't overthink. So that you're not always thinking about every single. Can you imagine you have to think about how to brush, think about how to walk, think about how to eat, think about how to breathe at the same time? You can't do it. So your mind will automate a lot. That it will leave you to do the needful, and you will still be doing the things that are not even needful. God have mercy. Do you see? So it's important that you are thinking about what you're thinking of in the first place. And you're able to strain, pull it out. So this neural path, what happens is it doesn't die. It's not like, okay, you stop using it so it will spoil. It is still there. It's probably not as strong. It's not strong anymore because you're not using it often. It's like you're building a muscle. If you stop going to the gym, you will not see the results. If you continue going, you will see the results. And when you stop going, it will take a long while before you even see that you are gaining weight, or because you've put in the work. That's how come when God said, if you eat the fruit, you will die, they didn't die immediately. They died spiritually, but then the fact, God is life, and the life of God cannot just cut in 1 second. Do you get? So it will take years for us to even see the effects. And if you pay attention, they used to live for long. They used to live for 900 and something years. That was the life that has been cut. So they are living on residue. It's like what is in the power source. Because electricity is fast, we probably don't see it. When you put the switch off, it immediately goes off. But if it was slow, you would see that when you put it off, it would take a while before the light, because there's still power in this. Do you see? That's how it is. So they used to live for long, 900, they started reducing because it's dying. You've already been cut off from the source, but you're not seeing the effects. That's how it is with building a habit. So sometimes you feel like you've done this, and they said do it 21 days. It's not always true, but you do 21 days, nothing. The next day you feel like, okay, let me try. You've gone back to factory settings. Okay, so it's difficult. It's difficult, and you have to build the muscle. When Jesus said, put off the old and put on, he didn't say just put off the old. Because you cannot just put off. Nature abhors a vacuum. There cannot be a vacuum. It will fill it. That's why Jesus said when the demon is cast out, he will go. He will come and be checking. Has somebody come to place? Is this place full? Nature abhors a vacuum. We cannot take vacuums. It has to be filled. So if you see that, oh, okay, there's nobody there, they'll come back stronger with 7 more because they have to occupy. We don't accept vacuum. So if you are trying to stop an old habit, what are you replacing it with? Your mind does not work like that. Do you see? So if you stop the old habit, so you are trying to weaken a neural pathway, you have to be building another one, a preferred pathway that your mind will pass when you know that you want to do this. You want to write, so it will pass here. If you always excuse yourself out of it, it will keep taking you back there, and in the beginning it will be hard because it's just taking you to what you've already automated, because that's the easy way. Do you see? So it's hard work. Put off the old and put on the new. So when you are stopping something, you are starting something. You are replacing it. Do you see? You cannot just stop. I've stopped drinking. What do you do? Nothing. So you go back. Amen.